I got the Joe down in my heart to stay. Do you remember that?
Sue, your turn, Sue.
I got the supernatural feeling that I cannot resist. So I don't know the words. Down in my heart to stay. All right.
Nice. That's the theme
One,
song now.
two. How you doing? I think you're on
She
mute.
she's
You might be
muted,
on
yeah.
mute. That's fine. We don't need you. You can.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
There she
I'm
is.
I'm doing okay. It's Friday. Done with midterms for the week for this term.
I know. You're like
Yeah,
crazy full-time school, full-time work. You're nuts.
yeah, I'm not an overachiever.
That's good. I appreciate that. You burn yourself out. We'll stick together.
How are you guys?
Oh, good. We're talking about joy today. We're in the
Joy.
manual for teachers, characteristics of God's teachers, and we're on joy.
All right.
I'll read while you make your tea.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Joy is the inevitable result of gentleness, which is the characteristic we read last time, which is in gentleness, harm is impossible. I like that. Gentleness means that fear is now impossible. Okay, harm's impossible and fear is impossible in gentleness. And what could come to interfere with joy? The open hands of gentleness are always filled. The gentle have no pain. They cannot suffer. Why would they not be joyous? Wow, the joyous cannot suffer. That's wild. There's I think there's another verse that says something around uh the sinless have no pain or something like that. And it insinuated Jesus on the cross, though his body suffered, he he because of his complete identification with the Father, with unity, with love, even though his body suffered greatly, of course, the most gruesome torture of that time, maybe ever. Oh well, maybe not ever, but it was really bad. Uh, he was able to not associate with the pain, like he could free himself from it. And since he was in his body, it can rile away, and it wasn't him. Kind of like before enlightenment, I'm depressed. After enlightenment, I'm depressed. But who's the I? The I is the character, and I'm not the character, right? I am eternal. I am abundant. I am unified. And so how could you not be free if you're that? Or how could you not be uh, confined and bound and suffer if you are your body, if you are your character? It's our destiny for that character to strive.
That's what links you to the suffering, right? So
Yeah, and striving and difficulty is actually necessary. The body when it stops to strive and starts to go through difficulties, falls apart. Think of your body. If you hurt your arm and you have it in a sling, it's in a sling, and if you keep it there for even like a week without moving it, it starts to atrophy. And your body in general, when you put it like in a bed, um, it'll shrivel up and die. It needs the stress. A tree out in a field without the constant bombardment from the elements and the winds it's not strong. A tree that's been grown in a perfect environment without any kind of without any kind of external resistance will fall over in the big storm in one in a storm, because it's not strengthened by striving. But that's the physical world. So if you are your body and you are your character, you are destined to strive and grind and really suffer, because you're separate from everything. Good morning. Hope that's helpful. Joy goes with gentleness as surely as grief attends attack. God's teachers trust in him, and they are sure his teacher goes before them, making sure no harm can come to them. They hold his gifts and follow in his way, because God's voice directs them in all things. Joy is their song of thanks, and Christ looks down on them in thanks as well. His need of them is just as great as theirs of him. How joyous is it to share the purpose of salvation? It's dope. So Christ looks down on them and on them in thanks as well. His need of them is just as great as theirs of him. So Christ, Jesus and Christ and God. It's an interesting distinction of what those things are. My kids are so funny. They're like, my 8-year-old's like, so when Jesus was here as a guy, how did the world keep on going? Because he was God, he was gone. How did everything keep going?
That's a great question.
Good question. That's a good question. Let me give you an answer that I've made up. But that's a good question. Who's God? Who is Jesus? Who is Christ? Who is the Christ? You guys have an answer? I should have called you so you can talk to Charlie.
He puts on autopilot while he's down here.
Okay. Autopilot. Just keep going that way. Don't run over anybody. I don't have the answer for sure. My
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And say he is in all places at once, right? So
Well, who is he?
He has no restrictions. Well,
Which
the power of the being has no restrictions.
I love the dream analogy, though. I think that's my favorite one to explain it, because it's like that's like saying, well, when you're asleep and you're dreaming, who's taking care of your body, kind of, right? Yeah, and it's like, well, your dream is inside of your body, and
is your dream inside your body? That's a good question too. Where is that dream?
Well, I mean, I'm talking in terms of, like, if you talk in terms of physicalist view, right?
Yeah.
If you go with the what's that deterministic view of the world, then our thoughts and our thoughts are inside our brains, and we are inside of our bodies, and dreams happen inside of your brain because of electrical activities that fire between your synapses. So in that vernacular, your dream is inside of your brain. But of course, all of that is
yeah, is that what's happening?
No.
we are making it up to an extent, because we
get your scientific explanation, you got your spiritual explanation.
Yeah.
And spirit and scientific explanation is starting to catch up with spiritual explanation.
Science has been evolving.
There are similarities for sure. Yeah.
Science has been. I mean, there was a big chunk of time where science, was killing women for trying to vote. Well, that's not science, I guess. I don't know. Doing weird stuff.
That was the suffrage movement, by the way.
The suffrage movement, yeah. Or,
when women
up here.
trying,
I guess that
trying to
wasn't
vote.
science, but they're doing weird stuff like bleeding you out and leeching you, and all kinds of wild stuff that probably didn't help as much as it could have. And nowadays, our science is giving you drugs that are killing you. So maybe science isn't catching up all the time.
Society, I think, is not catching up all the time.
Society, well, it's all society in general is the support of the individuals. Have you heard of spiral dynamics? Spiral dynamics is a maybe sociology. It's like it's the construct of the evolution of basically human development, and how it started when humans first got on the earth. They kind of started as complete individuals, cavemen, let's say, just trying to survive, and then they evolved to the point, where they're basic animals, just like any other animal, and then they evolved quickly to at least have a family. And then the evolution after a long time of having a family, it included more. So now multiple families got together and they're able to have a little village or an extended family. And so they're able to share resources. They're able to expand their boundary, which was less fearful, expand our boundary so that now we can have more resources, but there's still other villages to defend against. And so then it expands after the social dynamic evolves more. Now it's a region, and then this is our region. We're going to take care of ourselves, a whole city, and then a state, and then now we're countries. That we're going to support each other. We're a whole country, nationalities, and so then it keeps on expanding. There's a little bit of a deconstruction, and then a solidifying of a new identity, and you can keep on expanding your people group and include more and more and more, and there's actually a lot more benefits to you as an individual if you risk opening up your boundaries and your protection layers to include more in your family. You include more as yourself. You're like, oh, they're my people. We're Americans, or even we're humans, whatever, right? But the dynamic always tends to say that, but you're not. And there's always but you're not. There's always
always an enemy.
An enemy. And so what if there wasn't a you're not? What if there wasn't an other? That's what I think. That's what I think the difference between Jesus and most humans is he was just like us. He was the example of God incarnate. So Christianity got that right. God with us, God incarnate. What would it look like if God retained awareness and became a human? Well, probably look like Jesus.
Original AI for God.
God's avatar, that's right. And fancy cup.
Thank you.
And so then we got God, the ever-present source everywhere. That isn't a person. So that's offensive for a lot of people. That God isn't a person. God is impersonal. And the reason God isn't a person is because a person is a separate individual with separate desires that has an end place and a start place and can better itself, and things can happen that are not good.
And they can get mad.
They can get mad. They can get happy. They can get frustrated. That's one of the things that happened in the Bible, right? The personification of God. But God's not a person.
Obviously, right? It's like, how can something be omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent, and omni-loving and a person at the same time? Like, that's just so obvious. And yet, sorry, that's a whole nother.
That's what creates that separation between us and God, right? But
No.
there's no separation. That's an illusion.
That's right. God's not the old man, the old white guy with a beard on a cloud. God is everything.
He's a piece of what we are, wherever we are at. We're always within that same.
Well, then that's the next question. How much of everything is he the good part, not the bad part? And then what makes
it's
the
everything
and the
everything
bad?
The
That's
good,
right.
the bad, the indifferent.
He's all of it. And so God is the stuff that everything is made of. And what is everything? And then that turns into the non-dual explanation of there is no things.
We label everything, right?
That's right.
But there is no labels. We make them up.
We make up all the meaning.
You take all that stuff away, and I'll make that disappear. Make the ego disappear, and then the mind disappears, and then we go back into whatever realm we were in.
Yeah. So then so Jesus is the version of the character in the dream that remembers. What would it be like to remember your God? So Jesus is no different than you and me, in that it's a character, a personification of an aspect of God. That character remembered, but I'm just as much a personification of God, because nothing could happen. All the stuff in the dream is made of God stuff. So the rock is a personification of God to an extent, if I give the rock a name. But even if it's not a personification, it's a manifestation. The rock is just as much God as me, because it's all made up. It's all God stuff, which is weird.
Listening to the audio book, and the guy who I think translated this, he does the narration for the audio. It's like a seminar, the audio book. And he talks about the ladders, and he drops you down the ladders far enough below the rung where you remember what happened on the previous level. So whatever level you're on, you don't know that because you dropped down so far below, you past that point of recognition, right? So you have to get back to the what's the ladder that I need to get on to get back up to that level I was on previously. That's kind of the theme. Yeah,
it would be cool to remember.
They say that self-realized masters, there's ones that can remember their incarnation as a diamond, because they say gemstones are the final incarnation before full-on consciousness.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, I like the stories of I don't know if it's near-death experiences. I don't remember, but I read a number of times that animals are more of a group consciousness, not a separate consciousness. And one of the things that animals love is to be pets, because you give them names, and it helps them have a separate identity in this evolutionary process of creating a separate identity.
Theo's back as a person.
Theo's killing it.
Yeah, you are.
Killing it and being a full separate identity, so you can really embrace your suffering. It's awesome, Theo. You're gonna love it. All right. Defencelessness. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Ooh, are we gonna cover 2 sections?
You want to?
Yeah.
You want to read this
All right,
one?
should I read?
Yeah.
Unless Brian wants to read.
Yeah, go ahead. I like to hear you read. You have a good voice.
Thank you. Defenselessness. God's teachers have learned how to be simple. They have no dreams that need defense against the truth. They do not try to make themselves. Their joy comes from their understanding who created them and does what God created need defense. No one can become an advanced teacher of God until he fully understands that defenses are but foolish guardians of mad illusions. The more grotesque the dream, the fiercer and more powerful its defenses seem to be. Yet when the teacher of God finally agrees to look past them, he finds that nothing was there. Slowly at first, he lets himself be undeceived, but he learns faster as his trust increases. It is not danger that comes when defenses are laid down. It is safety, it is peace, it is joy, and it is God.
This is crazy. It makes sense too. It's all the guilty people see guilt and offense everywhere. You can tell the guilty people because they're always laying down judgment on everyone. The angry people, myself included, all these people that are laying down the judgment and dishing out attack, which to them a lot of times just feels like defense. I'm defending myself. I'm defending what is right. That's one defense. I'm gonna defend what's right. Like, why are you attacking me? I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to correct you. That's what you said is wrong. But it's coming out as an attack. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to protect you from harm. That's what I do. That's what I do to my kids all the time. They're trying to kill themselves and kill each other and be wild. And so I will attack them to save them, which doesn't make any sense, but that's how it comes out. I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to love you, but you're not staying still. You're not taking my love, so I need to dish it up. I need to step up the intensity. So but it comes out as an attack when I'm trying to defend this thing that has to be a certain way. I'm attached to an outcome. Isn't that crazy? What do you think?
No, I think it's right on. I think that the more people profess to, be right, the more they're actually wrong. They know they're trying to defend something. Like you said, they're guilty of certain things, or they have a guilty conscience about something, and they're trying to defend that. And that's all part of the ego. So, right?
Yep.
So, trying to defend that ego, because ego knows once you realize the truth that it's done for, this whole thing's gonna go away. Once you figure out the whole thing is just a whole pile of cards, and
yep.
And we have to keep telling ourselves and controlling people and let them know that you are wrong, I am right. You listen to me, and then you will be on the right path. We'll continue this whole thing together.
It's more like I'm on a path that I really need to be right, and so I need you to believe that it's right too, so that I will feel better about it also being right. So I need you to believe this.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yep. Which is how churches get started, religions, which is the essence of politics. Need everybody to be on this. But politics is more overt on trying to get their own control. But still, it's the same kind of thing. It's like, I need you to say yes to what I want so that I can get what I want, so that I can be okay, so I can be safe, so I can be happy, so I can finally be content and want nothing.
Once I get that, I'll fully be happy, right?
Then if I get it, then I would want nothing, right? I'd be content. Says the ego.
Yeah. There is something that kind of happened yesterday. So so Ayurveda comes from the Vedas, right? There's like 8 of them. And also Jyotish astrology is also, which is Vedic astrology, like that's also like coming from like the similar like teachings. And there's a girl in our class who her husband is a Jyotish Vedic astrologer who wrote a book and charges like $450 for a reading. And yeah, and she one of the other girls in our class was mentioning how, oh yeah, is anybody feeling the Mercury retrograde, blah blah blah. And then another girl was like, yeah, what's it supposed to mean? So I looked it up, and it was the retrograde is happening in the sign of Pisces, and there's square to the moon. Yes, Pisces. It's square to the moon in Virgo, which Virgo is also ruled by the planet Mercury. And so the fact that they're square to each other, and like, so I kind of like went into like a little, like maybe a little like 3-sentence like explanation. And then she comes in and is like, no, according to Vedic astrology, it is not in retrograde. And Westerners, I know us in the West are indoctrinized into ascribing to Western astrology, but it is wrong because it doesn't take into account. Because if you were to look into the sky right now, into the sky with the telescope, you will see that that Mercury is actually in the sign of Aquarius, and Vedic astrology is the one that accurately predicts this, right? And so I was like, oh, is that true? And then so I pulled up Skyview, is, you know, everybody has these like handy little things, right? So I pulled up Skyview, looked up where Mercury was, and according to that, it's in Pisces. It's not at 22 degrees Pisces, which is what Western astrology says, but it's, you know, it's like in 30 degrees is each one. So 22 degrees would be like smack in the middle, or like a little past the middle, but it was only like in the first, like in the mouth part. So it was maybe like the first like 10 degrees of Pisces is what it looked like. But according to Vedic, so there's a tropical system, which is what the Western astrology uses, and then sidereal system is what Vedic astrology uses. And in the sidereal system, it said that Mercury was going to be in 28 degrees of Aquarius. But so it was like, okay, well, that's wrong too. And then she's like, and then I forget what she did to like, she was like, oh, well, maybe because Mercury is so close to the sun. Like she basically made something up, right? Like made something up to be like, yeah, but Vedic astrology is still the right one. And you all are learning Ayurveda. And so you have to ascribe to, and so you all should learn Vedic astrology too, because Western's
wrong. No, so
yeah, exactly.
No, it's still wrong because
yeah, exactly. And it was so funny because and because of these lessons, I feel like has really helped me to be like to take a step back, right, and be like, oh, this girl is like going into real defense mode, and like she's really trying to maintain that she is an expert in this thing and trying to convince all of us that she is right about this. And then she also like misspoke about it. She like said something also about like well, she claimed there was a typo, but I was like, oh well, what is, so I questioned her, but I maintained the position like, well, I don't know enough about either system to really rule either one out, right? And it was like, but I'm like thinking back and like, I don't know, was that also being I don't know, I to me it's like, I think I was being engaging. I was asking questions like, is this what you meant, and is that what you meant? Like I wonder if there's a system that will tell us that that Mercury is actually at like 5 degrees Pisces right now, which is where it looks like it's at.
I would say when you're engaging that, the most important thing for you is your internal state. because you're gonna fake yourself out all the time. You're like, I was just curious, and the other person's like, they were such a bitch, or whatever. It's like, you're like, what? I was just curious. How you So you can't control the other person, but the most important thing is being aware of my internal state. Am I loving this person? Do I see this other person as a beautiful expression of God? Or do I see them as an imbecile? And
I think because I feel like I wasn't seeing them as either. And I didn't have a chance to point out from our last session, but I wonder, I was like, because we were on a similar conversation last week too, right? And I was like, I wonder if pity is kind of like a step up, like in a kind of a step towards the compassion, right?
mm-hmm.
Like instead of seeing the person as you're so bad, like, oh, you really
mm-hmm.
think that?
Yeah, I think so.
A little better.
It's on a continuum of resonance. So the much higher resonance is to see everyone as perfect. It's like, you're perfect because you're made out of God stuff. How could you not be perfect? You're a perfect villain. You're a perfect opportunity for me to forgive. Thank you so much for being so difficult to forgive. Wow, what a blessing you are. Right. But even if you're not there, pity is seeing somebody in a bad state, and you're like, oh man, I'm so sad that you're so bad. It's like, oh man, I'm so sad that you're experiencing this bad thing. Oh, I'm glad, I'm thankful that I'm not there also. And I wish the best for you. It's like, oh, so bad. Oh
yeah, it's still like a separation,
still separation. Yeah. And it's still a judgment. It's still a judgment.
Yeah, it is judgment. Yeah.
But
but
it's also not bad. Like it's only bad when you have that frame of you're bad now. Because you could be like, I feel bad that I am better than you. It's the reality.
You nailed it.
Sorry.
It's like, I feel bad that I managed in this situation to pick up a easier position to defend than
That's
you.
Right. I'm just so much smarter, and it's just so sad. Oh, dang. So that's also not true. Now it is true in this world of perceived separation. We have perceived outcomes. We have a perceived progression of events. There's another conversation I had with my kids. They're like, "What happened?" I said something about what happened when you're before time, and I was like, "Well, God's not in time. Time is a construct. Time's a construct of diminished perception." So I have this idea that this small sliver of perception that I'm looking through, it's kind of like looking through a sliver, and all I can see is this little tiny area. I could only see this little tiny area in front of me, and I call that right now. And everything that I was witnessing at this other sliver is over here was I call the past, and then the things that I'm not going to let myself look at until a little bit, that's going to be the future. But this is all limited perception. We're giving ourselves this limited perception, and we call it time, a progression. But is it true? Is it really true that things progress and things happened and things will happen and that things will happen haven't happened yet? Well, probably not. Probably everything's happening, like that movie. Everything's happening all the time, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, I love that.
So like, wow. And so I have limited myself to have this perception of continuity, continuity, like progression, linear progression. And this is our experience of life. This is how we're having this particular experience. It's how we've conjured up the ability to be a separate person. and it's pretty ingenious. I mean, it seems pretty real. It fakes me out like all the time, every day. And it's also the source of my suffering, that I think that I'm going to get something wrong in this moment, and then also I'm going to be able to change my future moments, and then also my past moments I can't change, and so I have a bunch of regret about all the mistakes I've made. So it's perfect, like nutritious grounds to create all kinds of crazy worlds and all kinds of crazy situations where I suffer like mad, and strive like mad, which without the striving, once again, the whole thing crumbles. I need to keep striving. So is it real? It's not real. So the first thing in defenselessness that we're doing right now is to realize it's all not real. There's nothing to defend. It's literally nothing to defend. And Ayurveda or astrology or any other really cool spiritual architecture, there's a bunch of them out there. All of them will fall into that same bucket of a contrived reality, an explanation for something that isn't real, because there is no separation. There is no you and me. There is no solar system that's turning. That is evolving, that we can have these outcomes. There is no body to heal from medicine. Now, it sure seems that way. It's my experience, but it's a perceived experience, meaning I have to see it outside. It has to exist. And to exist, it has to be set apart from a perch. Here I am perceiving, and here it is out here. I'm perceiving it. It exists, set apart from. And that's the whole game. It's the whole game. And if I want to play Ayurvedic, well, it's wonderful. I think whether I'm playing Ayurvedic or I'm playing a medical doctor or I'm playing a loan broker or an underwriter or a dad or, I'm out on the clubs picking up on chicks, whatever, right? I can go on and on with all those characters that we can be forever. The most important thing is, are you talking to AI with?
No, there was an ad that came up. I was trying to look up because yeah, sorry. You know that you would actually be an Aquarius. Your son would be an Aquarius in the sidereal system, Vedic system.
My son would be?
Yeah, your sun sign would be in would not be in Pisces, but in Aquarius, in that sidereal system.
Does it go off birthdays? Does it go off birthdays?
Yeah, it goes off the same birth date, hour, place, but sidereal, from my understanding, is it takes into account the wobble of the Earth. So it just calculates, yeah, it just draws the chart differently, and it's supposed to be more accurate, but I mean, like I just found out yesterday, I got to check all the other planets too, because I got a little book that tells you where each planet, like all the transits for each day. So I'm gonna check all the planets sometime this weekend when I'm not working or in school.
Just check all the planets on your spare time.
But yeah, I was gonna try to look up what your rising sign is in because in the Vedic system, you look more at your rising sign as like your personality versus your sun sign being your personality. I think, do you remember what I said your rising sign was?
I don't.
Yeah.
I have to look it up. She gave me a super sweet astrological reading. She'd get at it.
I feel like I know enough to know what I don't know, or that I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty spot on explaining the Jevon character.
Thank you. But I do feel like So she's a white lady that was doing this whole thing. She's married to an Indian. I think her husband is Indian.
There you go. She's getting the authenticity from her husband. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I could imagine how, like, yeah, as a white woman, it's really important for you to fully learn the whole system, right? So that you're not accused of like cultural appropriation or just like being fake, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Whereas for me, as a immigrant Asian who is a recovering Catholic, have zero interest in being told by any system or any sort of dogma what I'm supposed to think and believe. I want to know how to read things, and I want to know how you came to that conclusion that you did. But like, you try to tell me that that's how it's supposed to be, God, like, I don't need any of that. I don't want any old system to be like any, like, I am like straight up allergic to dogma. Just yeah, yeah. That's why you don't get kibble, because living things should be eating fresh food.
That's right, Theo. Yeah. Well, what I found is no matter what path you're on and what system that you get into, the universe conspires for your growth and your awakening. And by awakening, I just mean for you to become aware of your own racket. So it's not like the universe and God are separate things and you got to try to get to them. It's you have chosen to be the little you, your personality. And for whatever reason, you did it for fun. It's the only explanation. But all the tools and resources for your evolution to be you are already at your disposal. Mostly because you can't not be you. I mean, you can't not be you if you're you, right? It's like, it's akin to the wave looking for the ocean. Have you heard of the ocean? Yeah, I've heard of it. Wow, I don't know. Where's it at? I think it's way over there. All right, let's gather up a bunch of waves together and we'll travel to the other side of looking for the ocean. And that's what we're doing. We're looking for the ocean, and we're waves traveling across the land, or our world.
That's
and in our pursuit, you can't not be you. You can't not be ocean, but you can resist what you find. You can resist the wind, the squallors that whip up. You can resist fish. You can resist nighttime, daytime. I mean, we can resist anything in our experience. And so the point of the whole thing that gives us our experience is when we resist, the experience is a lower vibration. And we have all these words for the different frequencies. You know, we call them everything from depression to anxiety to fear to anger. We put all these words on them, but they're just different frequency levels. And that gives us these different experiences. It's our own resonance. And what is it that's resonating? Well, you know, even the perception of that thing that resonates is not even real. It's real you. It's not really you. It's in your perception. It's in the existence, the world that you've made. The thing that resonates is also made up. But then the looser I hold my world, the looser I hold the people that have wrong information, that are trying to deceive others for selfish gain or just out of stupidity, is the looser I hold all these things, the higher resonance I am, because I'm not adding my own resistance, which contracts, lowers resonance, gives me those lower experience labels. And as soon as I let go and just get curious, at least, oh, wow, you're angry. Oh, wow, you're intense. Oh, wow, look how pretty you are. You know, it's like whatever. It's just curious that opens the door up to letting go, like less resistance. And then my natural buoyancy takes over. Buoyancy pulls you upwards. You're held underwater as this buoyant thing, but your natural state is way up. And I let loose my resistance, and my natural state goes up, and I start to feel better. My experience changes just because of my own forgiveness, my own belief in defenselessness. There's nothing to defend. You're an idiot turns into, wow, that's an interesting perspective.
But also when you're doing that, the people with the lower frequency levels get attracted toward you.
You're much,
yeah. They want to
I
call
find
you down, right?
well, they're all of a sudden you got these problems they want to talk to you about. Oh, this
Yeah.
so and so is doing this, or so and so is doing that, or like, well, then why are you dealing with them? I go, stop dealing with them. Yeah.
It
like
can
those
pull you
crabs in
down.
a bucket, right? You're trying to rise out of the bucket, and all the other crabs grabbing at you, pulling you back down. Is that what
Like
you're saying, right?
I want some of your good energy, right? Take a bite out of you, take a bite out of
Oh
this.
yeah. Well, and then
The energy vampires, right?
it could be an energy vampire, or it could be the universe that you created conspiring for you to continue your development, to show you the areas that you're still holding on to. Because if someone comes up to you off the street that you've never seen before and calls you a purple watermelon, usually that's not enough to get enraged about. You're usually like, that's an interesting accusation. A purple watermelon, huh?
That person must be colorblind. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah. You okay? Yeah. You okay? If someone comes up and calls, but if someone comes up and calls me something that is in my field, my own judgments that I'm holding on to. Someone comes up and calls me a white supremacist, failure, deadbeat dad that cares more about money and doesn't love his family, is pretending to be spiritual. That's really a piece of shit. Or whatever, right? I'm like, how dare you? And then I start to defend myself, because why? Is what they said true? No, what they said pokes my own belief systems, my own judgments that I carry, my own resistance that I carry. And when it pokes it, then I start to grab on and try to control. And now I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change myself. Oh my gosh, they're right. Or I'm trying to change you. You're wrong. Either way, I'm defending, and defense is attack. It's the same thing, because it's acknowledging the thing that is happening is real. It's acknowledging that there is a weakness. It's acknowledging that who I am is in danger of being hurt, because it's separate and fragile, versus I can't be hurt. I can't gain because I have it all. I can't lose because I am it all. I can't be separate. I can't lose you because we are the same thing. You can't be wrong because the argument that you're making is made out of the stuff that we all are. So we're just talking. We're just experiencing. We're just creating this thing called separate ideas, but it's all within me. It's all within me. We're in the dream, and the dream is in me. And then when I wake up, that's in me. And so everything is okay. And that's where I want to end up anyway. I want to end up where everything's okay. In fact, that's my mantra lately. It's okay. And I'll carry the stress of this thing that I'm in, of creating a new business and trying to make sure income's coming in. And I'm gonna mess it up for my whole family and my whole community that I'm in charge to make sure everybody's okay. This is what I tell myself causes me the most suffering. I'm in charge of making sure everyone's okay. So I can't mess it up. It's not okay. I got to make it okay. Stress, 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 stress. Versus it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's okay. It's okay. I have it all. I'm content. I need nothing further. I need nothing else. I'm content. Now, it doesn't mean I don't do stuff, but even if you were a billionaire and loved by everybody and whatever else you can conjure and a great healer, what else would you do? You'd probably do something. I mean, you could meditate in a cave. But you're actively pursuing disengagement, letting go of everything. But more than likely, you're gonna do something. Gonna talk to people. You're gonna like say, hey, you don't have to be sick. Would you like to be well? Would you like to let that go? Maybe you become a healer, a therapist. Maybe you become an entrepreneur because it's fun to build businesses. Maybe you become an animal trainer because I like working with animals. Why not? And now I'm engaging in life as without the constraints, and I'm free. That's what I wanted anyway. I wanted to be free. I don't have to go anywhere though to be free. I don't have to achieve anything to be content. Unless I conjure up a painful world that I do.
They say if you have the thought that you're going to be murdered, there will be somebody out there who will murder you.
For sure, I can attract that in real life.
Right.
And I could also just live in the terror of it happening, and it never happens. Both those. Yeah, it's actually more painful to live in the terror than someone actually just coming and killing you. That would actually be a wonderful experience, I think, after you're dead. Like, wow, that was crazy. What are you doing now? Okay, well, I'm coming back this time. I'm going to be the murderer this time. It's going to be crazy.
I'm always watching all these serial killer documentaries anyway. I'm like, I get sucked in, man. I don't know why, but I want to know like what the red flags are, so I can, if they're around me, I know who to look for.
Exactly, it's going to really help you.
If there's one in the room, I'll spot him right away.
You're going to know. Be like, oh, I've seen this episode. I know it's about to happen.
This guy over here. Watch out for him.
Tell right away. All right. Anything else?
That's good. I'm excited about the next one too. Generosity is coming up. So.
Oh, good. Thank God. Finally.
Get some impatience after that. So.
I can't wait.
Get some good stuff happening here.
Cannot wait.
All right.
I'm gonna read it right now. I'm not gonna wait.
Yeah, I'll listen to the audio version first.
I'm gonna skip ahead. All right. Well, have a lovely day, guys.
Thanks, Sue. Thanks, Jevon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you guys. Have a good weekend.
Oh, you're.
Bye.